Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I had to get on this Saturday evening to record a little video because it's celebration time. Villa have made a signing and announced Youri Tielemans. The rumours were abound all last week, and obviously we had made contact with him and his representatives, but it's actually been confirmed now. So great news. We've managed to get him on a free transfer. Obviously, big wages, but yeah, we'll go into a little bit more of that. Talk around. Give some stats and some comparisons, and also rumor of one or two other players, or at least one other player that is potentially coming in. A little bit left field, but we'll get into that as well. We are at 1,590 subscribers, so literally 10 away from 1,600. So please do me a massive favor. Hit that like button to help spread the word of the channel. Hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Help us get to 1,600 and push to 2K if we can get that before the start of next season. And with all these signings, there is going to be so many videos coming. If you haven't checked out our keep, loan or sell episode from last night, then please get on there. It was fireworks. So yeah, let's get into it. So the club have actually put it onto the Villa website, so we'll have a quick look at that while we're here. So Villa announced Tielemans' agreement. Aston Villa is delighted to announce that the club has reached an agreement to sign Youri Tielemans. The Belgian international will officially become a Villain on July the 1st after his contract with Leicester City has expired. He's played at the highest level throughout his career with Anderlecht and Monaco among his former clubs, and most recently played in the Premier League, obviously at Leicester City, where his goal helped the Foxes win the FA Cup in 2021. A regular for his country on the international stage, 26-year-old has represented Belgium at World Cup tournaments in 2018 and 2022 and at UEFA Euros 2020. So yeah, and there it is. Lovely announcement on the Villa site. Not too many words. Obviously, I'm sure they'll be sharing that for when he does actually sign, and all the kind of interviews and all that will follow. I believe it's a 4-year deal, as first reported by David Ornstein at the Athletic, and then sort of one or two others jumped on the back of that. But 4-year deal, so 26 years old, takes him up to when he's 30. So we've got him at the prime of his career, which is fantastic. And yeah, I covered him a little bit in the episode the other day when it was a rumor, and I know Gareth, obviously part of the podcast, has done some kind of analysis here on what his best features are. So looking at his strengths, he's got long range shooting up there as one of them, creative passing, defensive output, and he's a box to box midfielder. Weaknesses can be long range passing, ball carrying, and fouls. But in terms of our midfield, for what obviously we've got a Jacob Ramsey in there for that ball carrying ability, and fouls. I'm not that fussed about, because I think we need someone to really put their foot in midfield, and that's something that we've been missing. And let's not forget, this is from the 2022-23 season, which wasn't his greatest, and wasn't Leicester's greatest. But even their ball recoveries is very good. Final third passes is good, and the pass completion percentage isn't too bad either. So, look, he's going to be in a confident side now. He's going to be kind of asked to compete with some excellent players in our midfield. You're talking of Boubacar Kamara, Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, Jacob Ramsey, and this midfield, right, of the first choice midfield is 17.5 million, or 17.5 million. That is incredible. The standard of player that we've got there is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, just brilliant. I will quickly just share, because I did a little comparison the other day from SofaScore with Douglas Luiz. So I'll show you that again if you haven't watched that video. So if that's the type of player that he's going to be competing with, then look, the signs aren't bad at all, because that's Tielemans and that's Luiz compared to him. So technically, Tielemans on this rating is slightly better, but everything else is very, very similar. Tackling, Luiz is slightly better. But what the key thing about this is that when we're looking to bring players on and we make substitutions or Louise comes out for a couple of games, Tielemans is literally a like for like swap. So we're not diminishing our strength in our side. And there's been so many times this season where you can tell Emery is reluctant to make substitutions or reluctant to make changes to the team because he knows he hasn't got good enough like for like quality in the squad. So this is where it really, really, really helps us. 31 games played this season, 27 started, 3 goals this season. Um, and 2 assists, which hasn't been fantastic. Like I said before, passing percentage accuracy is 82%. In his own half, it's 89%. In the opposition half, is lower at 74%. But you would expect that. Like Gareth said there, the long balls is probably something to work on, but not his kind of strength. He's more about interceptions. He's more about tackles, and then giving the ball nice and simply, and then getting into the box. So yeah, that's where we're looking at him to kind of make a real impact. Interceptions is pretty good, and tackles per game as well is pretty good. But compared to previous seasons, so if we go to the season before, which was a better season for him, 32 games played, 6 goals scored in that season. Similar passing accuracy, if I remember rightly, but slightly higher again, 89% in his own half, 76% in the opposition half. 2.3 tackles per game won, but don't forget Leicester had more possession and were more of a front foot side in that season. So he where he will also help us is with long range shooting as well, and we've seen some phenomenal goals scored by Tielemans, which is something that again I've commented on, and I know a number of other Villa fans have commented on about how we, when we play against teams that defend deep, we don't shoot enough from outside of the box to bring those teams onto us. And you've seen the quality of goal that Tielemans has scored at times, and I'm so excited to get that. Volleys, long range shots, even if it's just on target. You think about a keeper parrying it out. Does Watkins get on the end of it? Things like that. So a real good option for us, and an excellent business to get him on a free transfer, or obviously with wages. My only slight thing is that we're bringing in players on higher wages now. Obviously, the likes of McGinn, the likes of Watkins are looking to renegotiate contracts. That's something to take into consideration as well. That wage bill will go up and up and up. So, in terms of transfer fees, maybe we won't be fishing in really high seas in terms of those fees. But if we can pick up bargains like a Tielemans and one or two others, then look, I'm all for it. Absolutely. Another one that broke just as I was coming on to do this recording, Talksport are reporting that we are on the verge of signing Alex Oxlade Chamberlain on a free transfer as well. Again, a player who was very, very, very highly rated. Um, you know, been hampered with injuries at Liverpool. Never really let anyone down, but has never been able to establish himself and really get going. But I'm sure an experienced player to have in the dressing room. He's still only 29 years old. This season, only played 9 in the Premier League and started 4, scored 1 goal. So not really too much to sort of write home about in terms of statistics. But 35 caps for England, 7 goals. Don't forget, don't just remember what an excellent player he was. In the past. So it's not certainly not to be sniffed at. And season before, 17 games played in the Premier League, started 9 and scored 2 goals. So look, he has an eye for goal. Gets into the box, takes shots as well from outside of the box. 2 goals last season, like I say, 1 assist. Excellent passing accuracy, can beat a man as well. So a very, very useful player to have in the squad, and someone who has won things and been in teams that have won things as well. And that is something that with the likes of Ashley Young going, we need that kind of experience in our side, and has played in European competition as well. So look, we'll wait and see on that one. There's 1 or 2 other rumours. Nico Williams, apparently we've made contact with him. So it's what we said, in previous weeks, and what I've said on previous shows is if we get our business done early, when we come to report back for pre-season training on that first week of July, if most of our business is done, and we've got it done early, we're not waiting for players to go out. We've brought our players in. that is what we want to do. And at the same point, look at moving some of those players on, the likes in the Camber or Chambers or one or two of those fringe players. But at least if they're told that they're kind of moving, then everybody's clear on what their expectations are, and Unai Emery can get working. But yeah, Tielemans, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure looking at Twitter, everyone is extremely excited about that signing. Oxlade Chamberlain, what do you think? Useful player to have in the squad? I think so. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, onwards and upwards for Villa. Like I say, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help us get beyond 1600 and up towards 2K and beyond. Thank you for very, very, very much for watching. We'll be back with more of these shows very, very soon. So yeah, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thank you.